So, I have been on the server a little bit. I've done a bit of building since the end of last stream. I've also done a bit of mining. If you look in our macerator here, it's hard at work, cranking through all of the stuff. And also, I did turn the sounds down a fair bit between streams, but I will crank those back up a little bit so you can hear that beautiful whirring just grind of the macerator doing its thing throughout the entirety of the 2-hour stream. But now, I don't want people to get their hopes up too much. I have not built a full pagoda. I see the fact that people in chat are saying pagoda, pagoda, pagoda hype, pagoda. It's a work in progress, okay? So lower your expectations, bring them right down. And then once they're down, bring them down a little bit more. And then once they're there, I will show you this start to a pagoda that I have begun to build. And basically, if you Google search Minecraft Pagoda tutorial, something very similar to this will show up. And also, last stream we showed off Mr. Ninja's Pagoda, and it looks almost identical. I've used some different wood, some different materials. I've used marble up there, as opposed to the other white brick that he used. I can't remember exactly which one it was, but we have started building a pagoda. It's a work in progress, like I said, and it's not entirely done because we still need to chop down way too many trees before we can actually fully build this. And also, if I do, is Mr. Ninja online? He is not. But Mr. Ninja has used a pink wood for his pagoda. And actually, I could probably show you it here just a little bit. Give me a second, Twitch chat. I will, in case you missed yesterday's stream, or in case you've forgotten what Mr. Ninja's pagoda looked like, I've got a bit of a clip here that I've been using as a frame of reference. So you can see, looks very similar. It's not 9x9 though. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's not. Because I mentioned this before as well. Like a 9x9 pagoda would work. We could try and do it, but it would be so small because pagodas obviously start quite wide at the bottom and then get smaller as you go up. So our biggest layer is going to be this bottom one, which I started to dig out, but my shovel broke. So we do need to do some more digging at some point down here. This is going to be our biggest room. And then this one here on the second level is already quite small. You know, we don't have a lot of space, even in this 21 by 21 pagoda. This thing's pretty big and it doesn't have a whole lot of space. So a 9x9 pagoda would have been entirely decorational. It would have had no purpose whatsoever. We wouldn't have been able to use it to actually craft or house all of our stuff. It wouldn't have worked. So we are going to work on that maybe a bit more in today's episode, but I might just do some more work between episodes. I might move some stuff into there in today's episode, but what I want to work on in today's episode is probably bringing it back to basics a little bit. Last episode, right at the end, we finished building all of our empowerers, and we entered the farming age, right? We got the sturdy casing, which we now have in our inventory, which triggers age 4. It required 2 million redstone flux to craft, but we did it. We set up all of these display stands over here with the empowerer. We set it all up using this mess of IC2, not IC2, of immersive engineering cables. And it all works, but why is it you still have the screenshot up? Don't worry about it, chat. Don't worry about the pagoda, okay? So we set all this up, and we got this running, and it's been going between episodes. I put some coal in here every so often. You can see it's full with 60,000 redstone flux, and all of these display stands here, apart from this one, because this one is only connected up to the oil generator. It's not actually connected up to this kind of central relay. A lot of the power has been going to our greenhouse, which is really the only thing which has kind of constantly been draining power since the end of last stream, but it's been going to a good cause because now we've got a bunch of coal dust, which thankfully we can actually put into our coal generator as an alternate source of fuel, which is quite nice. It's always nice when you can grow your fuel. And so if we come over here, I might actually get some out of there, fill that back up. I did put the transfer node back over here. At the end of last stream, people were telling me over and over again that Isaac, you turkey, you don't have to put the, you don't have to pull the fluid out of, for example, the canola press or the fermenting barrel. They will automatically output to each other. So we put the canola into the canola press. It automatically outputs to the fermenting barrel. The fermenting barrel then turns the canola oil into normal oil, and then it goes straight. It gets automatically outputted into the oil generator as well. And speaking of canola oil, chat, I have done a bit of harvesting. You can see over here it's doing quite well. We've also got quite a bit of wheat. And whoever in the chat last time told me that you can right-click to harvest was entirely correct. I did question whether or not that was true, but it turns out it is entirely true, and I was just wrong. So we can go around and kind of harvest all of our wheat and all of our canola quite nice and easily. Like so, look at that. Beautiful. And I've done that a few times between sessions, and so now we should have a good amount of canola. I think we've got over a stack of canola in this chest over here. Don't worry about the inventory management. The chests are all pretty horrible still. They all look a bit horrible, but for the most part, it's fine. And we have enough canola to put in our canola press and start to generate some more power in the oil generator there, which is good. And I think, for the most part, that is about everything that I've done between sessions. I did have to take a little bit of slag out of here because you can see we're almost at 64 again. But I've been making more steel so we can craft more stuff up. And I've also, like I said, I took some slag out. I put it in here. We got a good amount of the stuff. So we can actually make another blast furnace if we wanted to, or maybe upgrade this one to the reinforced blast furnace. I think is the one that worked. Is the one is the upgraded version of this. Cool windmill. Thank you. If you missed yesterday's stream, we spent way too long setting up this windmill. It does look really nice. I really like the immersive engineering windmills. They look cool. And speaking of windmills that look cool, we are going to set up today some more windmills that look decidedly less cool. They're not going to be as cool as this one, but they're going to be so much more beneficial because we are going to try and set up an Industrial Craft 2 windmill. Between sessions, I did do some more mining. We got a bunch of stuff in here now. It's filling up. And I also made 64 iron plates to hopefully make things a little bit faster. People in the Twitch chat are saying nom nom nom. This is a good thing for me to do. I did use up all of my steak between sessions. So now we are entirely steakless. We have no food whatsoever. We've got a lot of wheat, so we can make some bread here. But at some point in today's stream, we might have to go through... oh no, let's not do this. Hold on. People did tell me I should make baguettes, because we can craft 2 wheat together to make dough, and then we could smelt the dough into a freshly baked, almost like it's direct from Paris, baguette. Here we go. Boom, and a boom. And we might as well use one of our buckets of lava for this. We've got a few of them lying around here. We'll take that. We'll throw that in there. And you know what? I'm just going to move this over here as well so we don't waste so much of the tiny coal that's in there. And that should provide us, hopefully, with a good amount of food, maybe even enough to get us through the entire stream. We will see. So yeah, I would like to work on getting some more power for Industrial Craft 2. We might even work on getting ourselves another metal former at some point, because I would like to have more than one of these. It would be nice to have one for rolling and then maybe one for cutting, but at the same time, it would also be nice to just have 2 for rolling here, because making, for example, iron plates and copper plates at the same time would be quite nice. You know, it would make things so much quicker, because I feel like over the past few streams, what has taken up the bulk of our time has been making plates, making cables, crafting up advanced machine casings, crafting up normal machine casings, and then, you know, doing all that kind of stuff. So we can speed up this process significantly, which is my plan. I also want to make some overclockers. I think that we can do quite well. I think that we can make some real progress. And so, one of the first things that I would like to do is I would like to make a wind generator, a wind turbine is what it's called. And for this, we need a basic machine casing as well as 2 shafts. And to make these 2 shafts, we have to put a block of iron into the metal former on this wire mode, which I think is extruding mode. It is indeed. Look at that. He's learning. Oh my goodness. One of us. All right, here we go. So we craft up 2 blocks of iron nice and easily here, and we'll throw those into the metal former, like so. That's going to get us the 2 shafts. So that's actually the easiest part about this whole shindig. The hard part kind of comes after. There's a few stages to this that's going to make it a little bit tricky. So on its own, the wind turbine doesn't produce any EU. It just produces like kinetic energy, and that you then have to transform into EU, kind of the same way that the immersive engineering windmill over here does it as well. Because the immersive engineering windmill, again, on its own doesn't produce any power. You have to have the kinetic dynamo behind it, and if you have the kinetic dynamo behind it, it will then turn that energy into RF in this case, and then send it down to our capacitor bank. What we're going to do is we're going to make a different type of kinetic generator, not kinetic dynamo, and this one is going to allow us to get all of the energy from our wind turbine and turn it into EU. At least that's the plan. We do need another shaft, so I might as well quickly do this whilst we wait. Now, I did test this out in a single player, like creative mode world, and it's kind of a good thing that I did, because I didn't realize, first of all, that in Age of Engineering, the industrial craft exploding machines are turned on, and so if you try and give, for example, one of these basic machines a medium voltage or a high voltage current, it will explode, which, especially in the case of our metal former, which is way too expensive to make, it requires multiple diamonds to get it, is not a good thing, right? If this thing explodes, we have to make it all again, and it's not the best. And so what we're going to have to do, because this is a tier 3, it says power tier is 3, that means that its power is high voltage, and so what we're going to have to do is take the power out of the kinetic generator, put it through a medium voltage transformer, and then through a low voltage transformer, and then into some of our machines here. It's going to be a bit of a process, but hopefully it won't take us too long because we should already have most of the stuff. I am going to use my hammer here to craft up some of these item casings real quick. And then what else do we need for this kinetic generator? Let me quickly actually craft up, is it this? No, it's not. Is that just a block of iron in the middle? Give me a second here. Windmill. What do we, it's not windmill, it's wind turbine. What do we need? Oh, of course. Kaboom. And kaboom. Wind turbine, done. We also have to make some rotor blades, but trust me, chat, this is going to be 100% worth it. It's going to be so much more worth it than the solar panel that we have, because although the solar panel is good, it produces 8 EU per tick, right? And although the wind turbine is kind of free energy because it produces energy from wind, it does kind of burn through these rotors here, and you have to keep making them over and over again to keep the wind turbine going, but it produces up to more than 10 times more power, which is kind of fantastic. So we'll get to those in the future. Before we get to that, let's not lose track of where we're going here. We do need to set up a couple of kinetic generators. So the kinetic generator, we need a normal generator, we need an electric motor, which requires some tin and some coils. Not too bad. I just put some copper in here, so that is all ready to go. I'm actually going to put like half a stack of copper in here because we're going to need so many copper cables in today's episode. It is not even funny. And we've got a little bit of tin. Do we have any IC2 stuff lying around? I don't think we have a whole lot here. We've got some electronic circuits. I'm not sure if we're going to need so many of those in today's episode or stream even. I will keep saying stream and episode interchangeably because 4 years of making YouTube videos, you get used to saying episode every single time. Shaft, we've got. These things we've got, so all we need here to get the kinetic generator is the electric motor and the normal generator, which requires the RE battery, which of course requires that we set up a few of these tin item casings, like so. I can hear a zombie coming for my brains. Get out of my face, you zombie ass piece of trash. There we go. All right. So now we've got that. We should be able to fairly easily do something like this and get ourselves at least one of these what are they called? RE batteries, of course. There were too many things in Industrial Craft 2. There were too many things. We also need to get ourselves a furnace. I'm not quite sure if we have one lying around, but nevertheless, we definitely have the cobblestone here to make ourselves a furnace, and then just very quickly upgrade it to an iron furnace like that. Stick that at the bottom, and then do something like, I think this, and then 3 plates. This. Nice. Okay, so we got that. All we're missing now is this guy. 2 tin item casing, 1 iron ingot, and then 2 of these. Easy stuff. We've got 1. We need 4 more cable. Thankfully, we've already got it working over here. And so if we do something like that, we are making progress. Boom, 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 and boom. Look at that. We have a kinetic dynamo, a kinetic generator, a wind turbine, and finally, all we actually need to produce EU is a turbine. Now, there are 4 different tiers of turbine. The higher up in the turbine tiers that you go, the more EU that you produce. So, for example, the wooden one obviously produces the lowest amount of EU. Going up from there, the iron one produces a bit more EU, but not a ton. Again, the steel one even more, and then finally, the carbon fiber one, I think it is, or just the carbon one, produces the most, albeit at the cost of all this coal. Now, I don't quite know. I feel like, so if we're going to make the steel one, which I would like to do because it will produce more power, obviously, than the iron one, we need 4 of these steel rotor blades. Each one requires 9 steel ingots, some of them in plate form. So now we need 36 steel to make this blade. It's not unconceivable. It's not ridiculous. Like, we can do it. We have what it takes here. But at the same time, the iron one is cheaper, and if we're going to have to replace it, we might as well make the iron one because we can make more of them. And also, it's going to be a lot easier for us to make the iron one because we've already got 44 iron plates in our inventory. Please tell me the transformer recipes haven't changed. I don't think so. I don't know if they have, but they're not too hard to make. I looked at the recipes, and they're not like ludicrously hard to set up, so we should be able to do that fairly easily. This needs to be on extruder mode. That's going to get us another shaft. So yeah, I'm going to make these ones just because they're here, they're easy. We can go ahead and make 1, 2, 3, 4 of those without any thought really whatsoever. And then finally, our shaft is done. We can craft this up like so, and we are ready to produce EU. Now, much like with the windmills from Immersive Engineering, they of course produce more power the higher up they are. Do the carbon one? We might look into this. I mean, it's not. We'll start with iron. and then go steel it lasts longer. We'll start with iron just to kind of get it up and running soon so we can start doing other stuff, but we will upgrade it at some point in the near future, you know, because we can maybe go to steel. The carbon one is not actually that bad. I mean, I don't think it's as durable as the steel one, but I have no evidence to back that up. But it's not that hard to make. You know, for the most part, it's just a bunch of coal that's gone through the macerator, through the compressor, and stuff like that. So as long as we've got a lot of coal, which we kind of do, we've got 120 in here right now, we can get more fairly easily with our hammer. But before we get carried away with ourselves, we need to get a bunch of cobblestone because we're going to have to do yet more nerd polling here. So the higher we go, the more power we produce. But there's kind of a caveat with Industrial Craft 2, because with Industrial Craft 2, we of course have to run the cables back down to get the power to our machine. And the Industrial Craft 2 cables do lose power over distance, right? If we look at the copper cable, for example, you can see that the loss is 0.2 EU per block. So for every 5 blocks of insulated copper cable, it loses 1 EU, you know? So if we went for 20 blocks, we would lose 4 EU, which doesn't sound like a lot, but really, like right now, we're producing 8. And so, you know, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. By the time it gets down to this generator here, it's only producing 4. Not 4, sorry. It's only producing 7, you know, which is not the best. So we do have to bear that in mind, but we can make glass fiber cables, which I do already see in the Twitch chat there. And thankfully, these, whilst a little expensive, are not that expensive. And so we will probably make a few of these just to get the power from our wind turbines down to the ground. To make these, we need 6 glass, we need a little bit of silver dust or crushed silver, which we can get, of course, by putting silver ore or silver ingots into the macerator, as well as 2 of this energium. And I think that's how it's pronounced. 2 of this energium, 2 of these energium dust. You get 9 at a time. It is going to cost us 4 diamonds to make the 9, but once we've got 9, we can then make 4 lots of these and thus get 24 glass fiber cable. I might even go as far as to use 8 of our diamonds and make like 48 of those cables just so we can go real high up and get a nice amount of EU. We do have 27 diamonds at our disposal here, which is quite nice. So we've got our hammer here. We are going to have to rotate, I think, at the kinetic generator to get this to work. But let's head on up and let's see what we can do. I'm going to start like right on top of this here. It's gonna be a mess for now, but trust me, chat, it will look a little. I mean, I'm not gonna promise it'll look better. It'll look different once we have it set up. We'll get rid of this pillar and we'll just have kind of a cable that comes running down. So I'd like to get, we started at like Y level 60, 70, I'm gonna guess. I don't actually know the exact number that we started with here, but I'd like to get up to maybe like 120, which is quite high up. I'm not gonna lie, maybe even, oh no, no. Oh, he's done it. I mean, I was holding shift, but when you hold shift and jump, gosh dang it, when you hold shift and jump simultaneously, it doesn't really work the way that you want it to. Cheating on caffeine, all of those diamonds have been mined on camera. It's not hard, to be fair. Once you've got the hammer, you know, like this cobalt hammer that it's got high durability, it mines quickly. We can go quite a while without running out of durability, and thus getting the diamonds is not too bad. So here we go, 18, 19. Let's try not fall off the edge this time, Isaac. And so let's do something like this. I'm going to put the wind turbine there, and then behind it, we're going to have the kinetic generator, like so. I'm then going to put down another piece of cobblestone here for now. This is all really somewhat temporary. Don't ask me how we're going to get down, chat. You know, I didn't think quite that far ahead. But if we rotate this, we want the energy icon to be on the back, not like that. It needs to be, give it a second, it will, like this. Yeah, that's correct. And so now if we put the wind turbine into here, and then we get rid, it says no space for spinning. That is understandable, because right now it is currently blocked by cobblestone. But if we do that, look at that. It is spinning, and we are producing almost 70 EU per tick. Almost 10 times as much as our solar panel is producing downstairs. And this is how we're going to start using overclocking, and this is how we're going to start speeding up our machines and getting more stuff and not having to wait forever in order for things to get done. And also, once we have this up and running, hopefully we won't hear that horrible grinding noise that you get whenever your industrial craft machines start having enough power. And also, we won't get those frame rate drops that we get as well when our industrial craft machines don't have enough power. So I do have to get down now, and so what do you reckon, chat? Do you think I can make that pond over there? I think I might be able to, here we go again. If we could not die twice in like the first 10 minutes of the stream here, that would be fantastic. But I think I can make this. Right? Right? Someone's to tell it. No? No? Oh, yeah. No, definitely not. Oh, well. Yeah, we're stacking up these death notes. All right, you know what? Let me get rid of that. And then give me a second, because we're going to have to go back up there. Spoilers didn't make it. Oh, gosh. Let me see here. How much do we have in terms of wood? Not much. Can I craft this into jungle wood? No. Used to be a thing. Guess it's not anymore. You heard it here first. Oh, my goodness. Isaac is solar panelist. You got me. The solar panels are garbage. The trash. They don't deserve to be here. Oh, we got 54 here. So I'm gonna make some ladders. It's gonna look a bit weird. And also, has the ladder recipe been changed? I'm assuming that it has not. No, it hasn't. So we're gonna make a bunch of ladders. And we're gonna go right back up using ladders, because then we have to run the cables down. So it's gonna be a bit of an involved process here, but we'll do that. That should allow us. That's definitely not enough ladders. Give me a second. Let's do that again. All right, 42. Might get us somewhere near close. So now we need to run the cables all the way down to the bottom here. And we also need to get some transformers. What is that portal? This is a portal to the mining dimension. You can just walk in it and shift, and it'll take you to the mining dimension. And this is basically just a dimension for mining, so that people don't have like massive quarries in the overworld and stuff like that. We've got a lot of mining setup going on over here. Not working incredibly well right now, and by that I mean it's not working at all, because it doesn't have a pickaxe or a shovel in it, but it does the job when we set it up. So that's what that is. But let me go back and let's do a few things. Let's start with the cable, right? Because we're going to need like 50 cables to get this stuff all the way down here. So if we go over to our diamonds, let's pull out like 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's throw those into the macerator. We'll start turning those into the diamond dust that we need. We can put the tin back in up here. By the way, most of my mining between episodes was done at Y level 40 to try and get more tin and copper, because we already had a decent amount of iron, and we don't really need like redstone and lapis, at least not yet, but the overclockers do require lapis in the canning machine, and so I might eat my own words a little bit later on in today's episode, but we will see. Big Mikey 150 says, hello, welcome. You should really get those boots that let you sneak on air. Kappa Fizz. Yeah, those would be nice, wouldn't they? Those ones from Project Ozone 2. Those would be really nice if they were if they were in the pack. Alas, I do not think they are. So we'll take some glass. We do need to get some silver, but we're going to have to wait until this is done before we can do that. Let me quickly dump some of the stuff out of my inventory here. I don't need the wheat. I don't need the seeds. We don't really need the coal coke for now. I guess I could put that into the blast furnace. So I'll stick that in like right there. We got a good 42 more steel here if we want it, which is nice. But I don't think we're going to need that much more in today's episode. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so we should be able to do... Oh, no, I think we need 5, don't we? So I'll take a few more of these. And I think we should be able to do something like this. If we do 1, 2, 3, and 4, that's going to get us the energium dust? I still don't know how you pronounce it. But then we just need silver and glass in order to turn that into these cables. They're actually not too bad. I used to remember them being so much more expensive, but I guess they're not really. And then once this is done, we should be able to finalize this here. We do still have to make the transformers. Don't let me forget about the transformers, chat. If I forget about the transformers, not the movies, but the machines, then we are going to be in for a world of pain. We're going to be in for redoing what we've done for like the first freaking 10 episodes here. And also, I do realize that I need 2 of these. So let me put another piece of silver in real quick. There we go. Okay, so can we make more of this? We can indeed. And then finally, once we have our 2 bits of silver... Oh, they're smelting automatically, you fool. Hold on. What a really good way of wasting some EU right there. Just automatically outputting that back down into the furnace. Flipping egg. All right, this is going to move in just a second. And then it's pretty much, if I'm not mistaken, something that looks a little bit like... Not that. Like this. Boom, boom. We were going to need more glass, actually, for sure. I thought we'd have enough, but I think we do have a good amount of sand. And by a good amount of sand, I mean actually 0 sand, excuse me? All right, well, in that case, then, I think the silver should be done. And then if we throw this in over here... Oh, We're gonna need so much more silver as well. Okay. Let's go get some more glass. Once we've got some more glass, we'll get some more silver. Once we've got some more silver, we can make some more cables. And once we've got some more cables, we can move on and do some other stuff. We still have all of our bog earth, which I guess is nice. We're probably never gonna use that unless it's required for some form of crafting. So get ready for that to be there, like on stream 150, you know, like a year and a half from now, and we're still grinding through trying to get to age 7. Not what I wanted to do. Get out of here. Flipping egg. You've forgotten the Transformers. Never fear. We will get the Transformers. They are on my list of things to do. Transformers in all caps. Thanks, chat. Thanks. Thanks for the reminder. Literally moments after I said it, just the word Transformers in all caps in Twitch chat. That's what I need. That's what I need. All right. Can we get a bit more here? We can. Okay. And a finished pagoda, we'll look into finishing the pagoda. One thing I do want to do in today's stream is try and get a, by try and get, I mean, we will try and get a working brain so that I can talk properly. But I want to try and get a lumber axe so that we can start chopping down trees so much quicker, because that would make building that pagoda a lot faster as well, because we really have everything else. You know, we've got a ton of stone, so making more of the stone bricks, real easy stuff. We've got a ton of marble, so making the white parts of the pagoda that you can see over there a little bit. Really easy stuff. The only hard part really is the wood. Innuendo not implied. But yeah, we can get that. That would be very nice indeed. Hey, Isaac, please put a button on the magic laser thingy instead of a lever. All right, you know what? Sure. People have asked me about it. I will yield. Here we go. Let's craft up a button. Let's get rid of this lever. And so now, instead of having to flick it like on and off every time we do it, we can just walk over, press the button. Boom. We did just waste 1,000 redstone flux, but that's fine. The sub music is too quiet. Really? We've gone full circle. I haven't changed it since the end of the last stream. I haven't touched it at all. But apparently it's now too quiet. We went from too loud to too quiet. We did a straight 180 on the how loud it was. Finally. All right. So let's put some more silver in here actually as well whilst we're waiting, because we do need to get more of that. We're going to need like 8 silver or something like that. You know what? I'll do 10. Like so. So we'll throw that in there. We'll manually move the tin for now to the bottom here so that can smelt up, because we don't want to put our ejector upgrade in just yet. So we'll throw that back in there. That's all good. We don't need to be carrying around this sturdy casing that we made. I'm quite proud of it because it's like the most expensive thing that we've made up until now, but we really don't need to be carrying it around. All right, so that's doing its thing. Yeah, we're just waiting for that now, really, and then waiting for the glass. The glass is coming along quite nicely. Oh, as Nick would say, glass. And we could do this, and this, and this. We should probably also look at making the transformers whilst we wait here. And also, actually, I guess whilst we wait, we can start putting these ladders down on here so that I can get up to this thing. Here we go. Ooh, so I think we can pull this. I think we have to pull it out of the back. Like that. There we go. And then I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull this down, right? I'm going to pull this all the way down. In my creative world, I did this like up here. I did the transformers and stuff up at like Y level 100, but I feel like it's going to make more sense just to do the transformers a bit further down. So I'll run this down here a little bit. We are going to have hopefully enough cable. And I don't think the cables disappear when you break them like everything else in Industrial Craft 2 seems to do. Jump, jump, jump. I am not gonna jump. I have just spent a good 45 seconds of my life building this majestic ladder over to my right here, and thus we'll be using that to depart from this pillar momentarily. Wow, I didn't realize, gosh, I didn't realize quite how high up we still were. We might even need to make some more glass fiber cable here. Hopefully we don't. If we do, we might just like supplement it with copper cable for the time being. But oh no! Come on, Isaac, you're better than this. Don't look, chat. Don't look. Close your eyes. You didn't see anything. This death info is not mine. It's a friend's. I borrowed it. Don't worry about it. Okay. Okay. Can I like stop? Oh, I can. Okay. Get rid of this. I need to be able to... Here we go. We'll make it nice and safe. There we go. All right. Okie dokie. That's going to make life a little bit easier. Let's head on down. Okay. Okay. Trust me, we got this. Let's not do that. That's going to break things. Instead, going to somewhat tediously run this all the way down. Don't worry, chat. That's not at all what I want to do, but I guess it's fine. We don't really need this cobblestone pillar anymore. We are going to get rid of that at some point fairly soon because it looks a little bit hideous, but let's run this down. We are almost at ground zero. Flipping heck. Here we go. Oh. I borrowed someone's death, Isaac 2017. Yeah, someone just lent me their death. Slime boots, please? Would they help us? Like, I know we could make, I guess, slime boots. I've never heard of them, but I can infer from context what they do. And I know there's also, like, the rubber boots from Industrial Craft 2, right? That help you with jetpack fall damage and whatnot. But I feel like the fall damage we've been taking has been a little bit, like, excessive. And so I don't think that would really help us all too much. Like, as soon as we hit the ground, it would just probably break the durability of the boots. I'll just kill us anyway. Okay. This is almost done. Right, let's get rid of some of this, like, cobblestone that we got here to kind of free up a bit of space. And for those of you who are not fans of the original setup that we had here, because this is already a complete mess, well, I'm afraid you're out of luck. It's about to get, like, even more messy, all right? So we need to get a couple of things. We need to get ourselves an MV transformer. This is going to allow us to take the high voltage current that's coming from our kinetic generator and turn it into a low voltage current, or into a medium voltage current, sorry, that we can then put through an LV transformer to turn it into a low voltage current that our machines can handle. We could, if we wanted to, make upgrades for every single machine so that they could accept high voltage currents. I think there is a transformer upgrade. If I type in transformer, yeah, you can put in transformer upgrades, which increases the energy input tier by 1. And so if we were to make like a few of these, you can see they are more expensive than they're worth. They require an MV transformer, but we could make those and put them into every machine so we could run the power directly into them. But I think instead what is going to make more sense is to make one of these, which thankfully is super easy to make. And then also make one of the LV ones as well. We are missing some cables. Do we have some leftover rubber somewhere? We do. We're almost out, though, so we should probably go and chop down. By chop down, I mean go and tree tap a few more of those rubber trees that are quite nearby. And by nearby, I mean we placed them down there specifically for this purpose. And so if I'm not mistaken here, red is input, I think. So is it? Yeah, I think red's input. So I think we do this, and then we rotate it like so until red is on the top, like that. Nope. One more time. Nope. And nope. Please work with me, game. Oh, come on now. Do I have to be on top of this? I feel like... Oh, it's done it. It's done it. Okay, so that's now, I think all the power should now be coming into the transformer. And then you can see here, it's inputting 512 EU per tick and outputting 128 EU per tick. So you do actually lose EU, I guess, through doing this, but we're not producing more than 128. And so for now, it is fine. And then for the LV transformer, it's actually really easy. Again, it's another one of these coils, which we can make with all of our copper. And then 2 insulated tin cable and a bunch of planks. Unfortunately, for us, we do not have any planks. Although, and also pardon me for the subtle mic burp. No, we don't have... No. Okay. In that case, let me quickly grab my hatchet. The inventory is becoming a real mess. Don't worry about it. And then, I think it's planks, right? So we can do this. We can head on back over, make our LV transformer. And at that point, we should, I think, in theory, be able to just run stuff directly through and to the machine frame, or the metal former, and also all of our other machines. So, if we do, for example, this... and then this, and then we rotate this. It's going to be... I'm going to disconnect this temporarily, and I'm going to put this here. Yeah, I'll put this here. So if anything, our compressor will explode, which I don't want. I would very much prefer that our compressor not explode, and I had it there. But I think this should work, right? Like, I'm fairly certain that this should now work. So if we pick up the solar panel... which we could do. I like it. And if we put, for some... let's put some, like, iron into here. It sounded like it was out of power, but it's running. It's doing its thing. And I think we are in business. I think we're actually getting power from up there. It's going into our bat box. Unfortunately, our bat box is a bit of a limiter right now because our bat box can only input and output 32 EU per tick. Although, oh no. No, this is not... yeah, it's not using any power. We have to do this, right? Nope, like that. And there we go, it's filling up. So if we were going, right now we're not going through the back box. Right now the back box is doing actually nothing. If we were going through the back box, it would be a limiting factor. At some point in today's stream, I do want to make the BESU. Nope, that's not what it's called. Let me have a look here. Industrial Craft 2. I want to make the CESU, which is the next tier up from the back box and allows us to transfer 128 EU per tick, and also to store 300,000 EU per tick so that when our wind turbine does stop working, or if it starts to produce less power or anything like that, just so we have a buffer of power ready to go. You will notice that the CESU is the it is tier 2, and so we do have to put it, I think, between the MV transformer and the LV transformer, because it has a medium voltage and we need to transform it into a low voltage in order to transform it and use it in our machines. But for now, we need to move on and make ourselves a canning machine.